One thing that we always forget about in workers' compensation is just what does this name stand for. So let's go back to some of our basic grammar lessons in 3rd grade. You'll notice that workers' compensation, now that it's been gender neutralized, is a plural possessive word. Workers has that little apostrophe after the S. That means that it is workers plural, which means all workers, and it's possessive, meaning that all workers own something. And what do they own? They own compensation. What is compensation? Compensation is something that is given in exchange for services. So, workers are entitled to compensation. Now, it seems pretty darn basic, but that's what this system is all about. Workers are supposed to get compensation. We define compensation in the work comp world as being indemnity benefits and medical benefits, and sometimes we have some return to work benefits too. But the bottom line is we all forget while we're administering the system that it's workers' compensation. It's not employers' compensation. It's not insurance company compensation. It's not Dave DiPaolo's compensation. It's not your compensation either. It's workers' compensation. Workers' compensation is paid for by a number of ways, but the bottom line is that we all pay for workers' compensation because it comes down to what comes out of our pocketbooks when we pay for goods and services. It's a cost of business that's passed along to the consumer. So while we may be concerned about the costs and expenses of workers' compensation, the bottom line is it really isn't our issue to deal with because it's not our money. It's the workers' money. If we remember that, then we can accomplish great things in this system. When we forget that lesson, though, something gets introduced, and that's called frictional costs. Frictional costs are bad. Frictional costs take away from the basic premise of workers' compensation, which is the workers' compensation. Every dollar of frictional cost you interpose into the system means there's a dollar less that goes to the basic mission of workers' compensation. I know I'm getting a little bit redundant saying workers' compensation, but trust me, folks, everybody forgets exactly what the heck that's for. Now, insurance companies have a very singular purpose. An insurance company is there only to make money for its shareholders. It's pretty basic, but again, the folks in workers' compensation seem to forget that the purpose of insurance is to return an investment to the shareholders. Shareholders in insurance are usually the general public, vis-a-vis Wall Street, which sells securities to various funds. And I know that you and I both participate in those funds because of our retirement accounts. So we have a vested interest in making sure that insurance companies stay vibrant, healthy, and alive because I want a positive return on my investment. I don't want my insurance company investment to tank. I want a good, healthy insurance company that's going to be there to pay for workers' compensation. Now, we can all blame insurance companies for doing this or that to minimize the return to the injured worker, for interfering with medical treatment, for interfering with indemnity, for trying to save a penny here, save a penny there. Listen, folks, insurance companies are just doing their jobs.